What's going on, everybody? It's your boy C-Zar, and we are talking about two different cryptos in this video. We're going to talk about TARS AI and SIREN AI in this video. Hit that like button, subscribe if you want to see more content like this, and let's get into it, you guys. I'll just do a brief analysis on both of these so we can get on with our bad selves, okay? They actually have very similar consolidation phases. If you're looking at them, like kind of these like triangles sitting on top of their sticks here, their bullish sticks with their bullish consolidations. 11.133 cents right now for TARS. You did hit a low 2 days ago of about 10 cents. Just got there to 10 cents. You're fighting it, man. You're definitely fighting it. You remind me exactly of Cookie Dow, actually, fighting the temptation to go lower. It's very possible that 10 cents was support. It's psychological support. It makes a lot of sense, but I think the likelihood is that we still go lower. The anticipation is high that we do see lower prices. If we take this low here, the relative low of this consolidation phase, and we put it at the high here, the relative high, you have interacted with the 382 twice. Typically speaking, it's not so typical to do this and then move up. It happens. I've seen it happen. It does happen, but most of the time whenever you get this, it's an inevitability that you do drop to the 0.5 or lower. Or lower. You could genuinely go down to 8.3 cents, 7.7 cents, something in that area. That's the golden ratio. It makes a lot of sense that we could go down there. A whole lot of dropping left to go. It makes sense that you could go to the 0.5, which is right there at about 9.2 cents, right? If we're looking at the current price, actually looking at Bitcoin's price, I'm assuming that Bitcoin from here will drop down to about 95K, right? 96, 95K. Let's get the actual price on here. Let's be accurate, okay? That would give us something on the lines, you know, let's just try and round it up here a little bit. Yeah, right about there. 9% drop. If Bitcoin's going to drop 9%, then altcoins are likely going to double that, right? What would this be from here to the 0.5? It's an 18% drop. It's a 17. I mean, that's about right. It makes sense to me that we will find support for TAI TARS somewhere around 9 cents, maybe just above there. Okay, that's what makes sense to me. Could we go lower? Could you see a 20% drop or 30% drop? Absolutely. It's possible, right? It's crypto. Things are crazy. Golden ratio. Find support there. Do it, you know. Make people panic. Give people a reason to capitulate. Drop off fast like you did here, and only the brave shall prevail. That's all I'm saying. Whenever we do prevail, whenever we do find support, whether it's at 9.2 cents or lower, it's the lowest I'd give us is 7.7 cents, but I doubt we even break below 8 cents, but I wouldn't be surprised if we did break below 9 cents. Absolutely, I'm expecting something around like 9.5 cents or lower, though. When we do break higher, though, when we are vindicated and validated and we are moving up to new highs, relatively speaking, the expectation, oh, that's not the current price. Let's get you right on the dot there. There we go. The expectation would at a minimum be, the minimum expectation would be that we see a 10x, which takes you all the way up to $1.14. The minimum expectation is that we'd see a 10x. The minimum expectation, the small end of the expectations, the low end of your expectations, $1.14. Okay, 10x. You got 11 cents now. Probably going to drop below 10 cents. What's that going to do if your minimum expectation is a 10x now? Let's say we go down to just below 9.4 cents, and I think we'll actually go lower. Turns it into a near 12x, and that might not even be appropriate. Let's see. Let's get this right on there. Boom, it is a 12x. It's just over a 12x. You go from a 10x to a 12x just by waiting. Just by waiting to buy, you can go from a 10x to a 12x at a minimum standard, right? After that, and the maximum standard, I would say, is about a 35x. That's crazy, C-Zar. You don't know what you're talking about. Yeah. TARS AI is at a low market cap of $100 million. It's getting decent volume even over the weekend. Don't tell me that this can't happen, man. We've seen crazy growth. If you expect this to be the strongest move, the strongest effort this thing's going to put in, no, this was just the test run. The real drive is coming, and it's at least going to stop here, if not go all the way up to $3.30. I feel most comfortable calling for something that's right in between, though. Probably just above the 1-for-1-4, something at a nice, I mean, from that low, it'd be a 20x. From the current price, that's still about a 18x, right? That's maybe even, that's not even actually at the current price. Yeah, almost an 18x, right? Something around $2, just below $2, just above $2. That's where I think we're going to go, inevitably, right? So we're definitely going to load up the truck on TARS. I can't set limit orders up to buy, so I have to just swap it whenever it gets down there. But that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to swap it once we get down there. Anytime I see prices below 9.5 cents, it's swap o'clock, baby, and we're going to get all swappy with this thing. Next meme coin idea, swappy. We're going to talk about SIREN. SIREN now. That's it for TARS AI. I hope you guys like it. Hope you had fun with that. Hit the like button and subscribe if you're just here for the TARS. SIREN, I've seen a couple people request this today, actually. So I'm talking about it now. Yeah, I did expect that we'd break out. It looked like we were breaking out, and I did not expect that Bitcoin would go as low as it did. I expected that it'd go to 101.7K. It went down to 100.3K, right? Like $1,400 lower than I expected. But still, with that drop, the anticipation of dropping down to about 95.8K, that the likelihood is there right now. It's a lot more likely than going up from here. I'd love it if we just go up from here, if we go up from here, and if we do, that's great. But with the idea that Bitcoin's going to drop, and it's holding back the price right now of not just itself but the whole crypto markets, maybe that's why SIREN didn't break out. You had the look like you were breaking out here and just you didn't quite do it. That doesn't mean that you're broken. That doesn't mean you're going to go down to the depths. But you might see a kind of a fake out maneuver, right, where you break out and then you come back up. Maybe you find support right here. Oh no, this thing's terrible. It broke structure. But then you just find support directly where you found support before, and then you rip. That happens all the time. I don't think that SIREN's going to go all the way down to these areas. It's very possible. Sometimes whenever you break out of a zone, you pull back and you find support at your prior areas of resistance. But that kind of a drop, right? Somebody who did ask for this video today, they announced the concern. They're like, do you think we could drop all the way back below 10 cents? I'm assuming this is probably why, talking about prior areas of resistance. That's a 37% drop. And if Bitcoin's going to drop 9%, I mean, this thing's a low market cap. It can drop that much. We've seen worse happen, but I don't know if you drop that much, man. I don't that seems a bit crazy to me. I think, like, yeah, down to these lows. That's maybe just below these lows. That's appropriate. Maybe to the wick. Maybe, maybe something. But even that, 27%. Bitcoin's going to drop 9%. You're going to triple that. I don't know about that, man. Maybe it can happen. You definitely have a low market cap. But if it does happen, let's say it does happen. Let's say your wildest dreams come true and you drop below 10 cents. You're going to recover. You're going to see new all-time highs, and it's going to happen very fast, right? So just as fast as you go down, you'll come back up. So I wouldn't be too worried about that. This is not what I'm worried about missing out on. If I sell here, I miss out on that downward move to buy here. This is what I'm worried about missing out on, the larger move, which is going to be to the upside. If we're looking at this from a high to a low here, the expectation, I like what you're doing. You're holding the 1272. Even if you go a little bit below, you're still holding this thing, man. The expectation here would be that we probably go to the 1886200 level very, very fast. From here, that's about 114% to 136% growth. You could see that happen over the next couple of weeks, man. And then beyond that, whenever it comes to July, I mean, we'll probably get an extension of this move here. Let's see, from April, how much was this? I forget what the move was overall. April, let's take it when the move actually started, which is like right there to the high. So over 439% move. I would think that you see something that's a little bit larger than that, right? 439, that's a very similar area to 73, 74 cents right there. I think 74 cents is a good minimum. This is where you'll be by the end of July, is like 74 cents, okay? If you exceed this, and I think you will exceed this, it's very possible that you go up to your money zone, and here's where I think SIREN will probably stop, is around $1 to $1.33. Okay, $1 to $1.33. That's something on the lines of about a 6.8x to a 9x. $1 to $1.33. That's where I think you'll go. Minimum expectation is 74 cents. Expectation is here. Maximum expectation would be all the way up at like $2.42 to $3. But I doubt you get above $3. I'm even skeptical if you get to 242, but AI is hot right now, you guys, and I wouldn't be surprised at all. We absolutely could see this kind of growth, especially with this kind of a low market cap, that much volume. AI is hot. If this gets popular, there's enough hype and drive behind it, maybe people start using it and it's actually useful. Absolutely, you could see a price at 242 to 296 by the end of July. But I'm sticking with this being the maximum area. I'm sticking with 74 cents being the minimum area. I don't expect you to achieve this price. I don't expect you to achieve this price. I guess you'll achieve this price, but I expect you to surpass it and stop somewhere in between at about $1.01 to $1.33. That's the expectation. And we'll see how it goes, man. I mean, if you're at this price by the end of June, then yeah, you'll probably be up here by the end of July. But we'll see how it goes. We'll keep you up to date. Okay. All in all, SIREN's here at 14.7 cents. I would expect something of a drop. The rest of the markets have dropped recently, and all you've done is move sideways. So if Bitcoin drops 9%, maybe don't expect that SIREN drops 18% like I would with TARS. Maybe expect that it drops 9% as well, something like that, right? But down to these lows, nothing crazy. We're here, down there. That is a what is that? That's an 11%. Yeah, something like that. Just a little bit more than Bitcoin. I could see that happening. But something around 13 cents, maybe just below 13 cents is where you're going to go. Find support and then move up from there. I got nothing else for you guys. Hit the like button, subscribe. Thank you all for being here. I'll see you on the next one. Okay, take care. Bye.